let's get right into it. The story of the first couple weeks of the NBA season, in your estimation, would be what, Chris?
Oh, wow. A few storylines. How is the Westbrook Harden experiment working out? LeBron, Mr. Triple-Double King. I think those, are two storylines. And, of course, Golden State Warriors with being hit with so many injuries.
I mean, I cannot believe they are. Obviously there's a reason why, but 2-9, Chris, that is unbelievable. And open up your new facility with these first couple of weeks, they must be beside themselves right now.
Yeah, and first of all, I picked them not to make the playoffs this year, so I didn't have high expectations for them without Klay Thompson. I don't think that they had enough, and in the West is tough. But I also felt that this would just be a year that they just, take off, get some rest, and that next year with that same team, they can come back and be very dominant. But no one expected to see these injuries. But, man, you can't, in my opinion, you can't win without Klay, the most underrated player in the game, because he plays with such a great player. Defensively, he guards the best players. Offensively, he keeps it hot even when he's in a streak. And I just felt you can't keep that going. And so when you look at what the Lakers have done, and even with Dwight Howard, how he's been playing, AD, and of course LeBron, what he's been doing, it's just incredible. And I really like seeing the body language and the energy of the Lakers as well. You can tell that they're playing for something, and hopefully I have Denver tonight, and I want to see Denver take that up, because I think that Denver should have the expectations that we put on other teams. Remember how we said that Lob City should win more, and we said other teams. Well, Denver, we're letting off the hook because of the market they're in, but they should be that team on the radar as well with that body language. But I tell you what, it's been a fun season so far, and it's only going to get better.
Yeah, I mean, the Nuggets have won 7 of their first 10. They're taking on the Brooklyn Nets tonight. Trae Young lit them up the other night, though. Holy crap, that kid is really balling right now, right?
How about Trae Young? I mean, so many people said, well, he's not this, he's not that, and they got to double team him late in his college career, and right now he's showing us that he's part of the new NBA. The new NBA, they're just flamethrowers out there, and he's fun. He's fun to watch. And I tell you what, he is an excellent offensive player, and he can shoot the three from anywhere. But what I'm impressed about is that he's just as good of a passer. I think he's going to lead the league in assists in a couple of years, and he's fun to watch.
Have you ever given a 5-second long stare down at a bench after making a shot or a dunk, Chris? Have you ever done that, what he did the other night?
No, but I may have done that just period. I didn't even have to score, but just looked at the bench and dared somebody to get up because I had energy. I was ready to go.
Right.
But
that was a stare.
No, but I tell you what, in this new league, man, that's and this is the thing too, and this is something for the fans to watch. It's really fun.
Okay, great.
Whenever a player gets the ball in a corner and he looks back at the bench, I mean, you see this maybe once a game, because the bench is talking so much junk to him while he's shooting the ball. So you got to realize guys can stand up, guys can go, or that's off, or no, let him shoot all day. Like, guys are really saying a lot of stuff that we can't hear, and I gave you nice versions of it. And so when you hit that out the corner and you feel like you have 7 other defenders behind you, because you can't see them, then you got to let them know, I heard you, and hopefully you saw what I just did to you.
Well, it's funny, Chris, as you were telling that story, we were showing the Trae Young shot over and over again. I do see a couple of Gabby Denver Nuggets during that shot. I did see some lip flap from their bench.
Oh, yeah. Anybody that's standing up, especially like the guys in the corner, if it's 2 or 3 guys standing up, you can always tell that they are the ones. And trust me, that's their job. Because I've seen them make a lot of guys miss shots or get in their heads. But the only thing is, if you have a cold-blooded killer. Now, one thing is funny is when Larry Bird played against the Atlanta Hawks, they weren't, I think he had 60 in the game. They weren't behind him yelling at him. They were behind him giving each other 5, like, I can't believe he's doing this. And so, and I would have fined all of them, even though I would agree with them on the bench. I would have fined all of them. But, yeah, you get a lot of reactions from the bench, from the corner 3. That's why it's so much fun.
Chris Webber here on the Rich Eisen Show. I got another story for you. This certainly nobody saw coming. How about the 8-3 Toronto Raptors? How about that, Chris?
How about that? I think that.
What do you think? Is that sustainable? What do you think here?
Well, it's the East Coast. I don't know if it's sustainable at that level, but I do think their winning is sustainable, especially when you have guys that like Van Vliet and others that have already proven that they're some of the toughest guys in the league. Siakam, what he's done after signing that max extension, raising his game to a level, and you have to give, Coach Nick Nurse a lot of credit. One, because he gives the previous regime a lot of credit for setting the tone there defensively, but he holds the guy to a high standard. And again, the East has something left to be desired with competition from 1 through 8. But I do expect Toronto. There's no reason they shouldn't be a top 4 team. And what they've done on the West Coast playing is just so impressive to me, getting big wins on the road. And so, man, they're doing their thing. You got to give them a lot of credit.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download the Rich Eisen Show app.